Hi everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So excited. Thank you for subscribing. I love it. This channel is slowly growing and growing. I have had a passion for aviation for pretty much all my life. I've been flying for 44 years. I just love the freedom of it. There is a gentleman, his name is Mike Patey. Mike is, I think he's won all these awards, but he's like the #1 YouTuber when it comes to aviation. Why? Because he builds some of the most extraordinary, over-the-top aircraft, and I just love that. And so I got a hold of him, and we just hit it off on the phone. And so I called him my good buddy Yoav Shalev. He's a CFII, and he's a big aviation buff, and he flies for SkyWest, and we've been friends for a long time. I said, hey, why don't the two of us, we're gonna take off, go to Utah, and spend the day with Mike Patey, and see his new aircraft that he's building, Scrappy. So that's exactly what we did, and it was a great, fun day. Caitlyn Jenner here. You'll never guess where I am.
It's physics, math, and engineering. Machine it, draft it, build it, test it, break it. Every time something new gets built, the entire world advances. Laying in bed at night, it's designing new parts, designing new suspension, designing new wings.
Hey guys, I got a unique call. Caitlyn Jenner's assistant reached out and said that she is a huge fan of aviation and watched my videos and asked if she could come out and say hi and work on Scrappy for an afternoon. And I didn't know it was real at first, and then I got on the phone with Caitlyn, and turned out to be just a great conversation. I had a lot of fun, so much passion for aviation. I had no idea Caitlyn was so into aviation, from RC aircraft all the way up. She started flying when I was like 6 years old, and follows these silly Scrappy builds and Draco. And so she's gonna be pulling up in a twin engine. She flies herself in just a minute, and I'm gonna put her to work. We got some airplane parts to make. Hey guys, I'm super excited today because it's Sunday afternoon, and Caitlyn Jenner showed up.
Look who's doing a flyby, or a drive-by.
A drive-by, that was a flyby.
Yeah, it's not.
So Caitlyn just showed up to come help me work on Scrappy. So this is really awesome. We're gonna go.
I felt sorry for you. Every time I see a video, you're all by yourself.
Yeah, I'm all by myself. I got an assistant today, so we're gonna go get some work done.
Let's do it.
All right. All right, guys, we're gonna give you a quick little tour of Scrappy with Caitlyn here, and Caitlyn's probably gonna come up with some questions to stump me and ask me what I did and why, and I'll say I have no idea. And personally, sign it for me.
It's dusty.
Yes.
How can you have a dusty airplane?
That's a bush plane. It's made to go in the dirt.
Oh, is it really? Actually, I did see the piece you did, or the show you did on the structure of this, and I was amazed how strong the carbon fiber was.
Isn't that crazy? Did you notice the steel beam was bending off the floor?
Yeah.
Before we finally got it to break.
Yeah. I mean, it was amazing. What's that done with?
So typically it's done just with a fabric.
I was going to say like this right
like
there.
that, yeah. And
that's what I thought.
And so what I did different, because I've got this so much prop blast wash coming over the back, I wanted to really stiffen it up, and I wanted to make it almost 50% larger to handle the forces that can put out. So I made it all out of carbon fiber and then embedded Kevlar. And the Kevlar is so that if it gets hit with some big rocks, carbon, when it finally does decide to break, it's extremely strong, but if it does break, it will fragment. If you put Kevlar in the middle of that, it won't let it puncture through. It's extremely hard to cut Kevlar, has a lot of pull force, and so when you put the two together, you get the rigidity of the carbon fiber and the strength of the Kevlar from letting the fibers come apart. if you do break it. So,
How strong is this airplane going to be?
so
Yeah, I mean,
G-wise,
how strong? Yeah, no, because you see everything that you do to help this the structural integrity of this. I mean, look at the rear wheel here. I mean, you know, look at that thing. That's not a normal Cub tail wheel. How strong is it?
So
You know, what are you planning on? What G-forces you would take? Although
So
you're not
typically,
taking high Gs and
yeah, it's not
something
like an
this.
aerobatic plane. It's not
Right.
designed for high G. Scrappy will be capable of doing barrel rolls and
Oh,
some
yeah.
basic aerobatic maneuvers, nothing really extreme. There's no inverted system in it, so it won't be designed to sustain inverted flight,
Right.
but we can fly it upside down for a second. But it's really designed to handle the most abusive terrain in the world. I don't want a runway. I don't need a runway.
Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads.
I want to have, it's like you mentioned on the tail, it's something you don't see. There's over 13 inches of travel back here, so we can really just run it into the mountain without any runway at all, and that's what it's built for, so. I know you want to take it up, don't you?
I'm ready.
Just our luggage, and then that right there.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is that? I was going to say it's luggage, yeah.
So BRS is Ballistic Recovery Chute,
Oh, that's the chute.
the parachute. So the parachute sits there, it explodes out of the top here. So
Is that already installed?
yep, it's in. The parachute is designed there are a lot of people that don't know there's few airplanes that have parachutes. The whole aircraft is under a chute. Scrappy is one of them. If I screwed up on my engineering
How could that happen?
and the wing breaks off or whatever happens, or the engine fails over mountainous terrain where there's nowhere to land, a bush plane typically can land anywhere, and if I have a failure of some kind, I'll land it, I'll glide it and land it like a typical plane. But I was over Alaska and I saw 4 hours where I didn't see a single safe place, and that's why we did a shoot. So
Yeah, I can see that. And then you have the space shuttle. Jesus. Now talk about it. This whole plane is about overkill.
well, thanks. Why not?
I am all down for that.
Thanks.
I'm a
Thanks.
Garmin person. In my plane, I got all Garmin.
Oh, fantastic.
And they did, I mean, just great stuff.
And then we got just
How
little
much-
silly details, my backlit glove box and the top secret stuff right here.
Oh, I love that. Don't tell anybody. NASA, I love this. I raced cars for years, so I was very familiar when I saw that you were doing this suspension on the front. I thought, why hasn't that done before? And the only reason I can come up with is weight.
Yeah, weight is the number one reason. Typically, a Cub's gonna have a single A-arm, the tire would lean.
Right.
I wanted to get the wheel to stay straight so that instead of having 6 or 8 inches of travel, this has over 20.
You do it all yourself, right?
I do.
Yeah, you don't want somebody coming in.
No.
After all this? Yeah.
No, I've had a lot of people ask me, why do you do your first flight? And I've done every single build I've done. I've always done test flight, all the test flight program. And there's 2 things. One, it's a labor of love and passion, and I built it, so I want to fly it. But there's another part beyond that. That's if I did something wrong, I know I built it. And if I screwed something up, I screwed it up.
Yeah.
And if someone's going to get hurt, it's going to be me. I don't want it to be anyone else. So I kind of take. It's a big day. It's an exciting, nervous day.
Yeah.
My wife over there gets a little nervous, but she comes and supports me.
I can't blame her.
We strap on a parachute. We get focused. We go through a whole routine, and then we baby step it through 100 different flight envelopes and from taxi to flight, and that's a big day. It's exciting. So
It's very exciting.
that day's
Very
coming pretty
exciting.
soon.
Yeah, I was going to say, next is the wings.
Yeah, we're gonna try to
finish
fly
this up.
We'll see if we can fly without the wings. I'm not sure how it
We
goes.
might be able to.
60% of the time, it works every time.
With that prop and that motor, you ever just stand it up on in?
That's just how to get it started.
Yeah, that's all you got to worry about. What a sick panel. Let's get to work.
Back to work. All right, so let's get this thing started.
What do we do first?
First, we're gonna lay up some plastic, put some carbon fiber down, baste it, get it all wet and fun, and and we'll wax this and we'll put it on. So let's start with waxing this. So
Okay.
here's what we're gonna do.
All right.
Since there's no spinner assembly made for an airboat prop, because they're pointing backwards and we need a spinner going forward.
Wait a second. That prop was supposed to be a pusher?
Yes, but you can buy the blades either direction, because depending on what gearbox or assembly they have on the airboat, they can do
that
spin
came
either
from
way.
an airboat?
That is an airboat. You still want to go fly? No. Yeah. So because of that, they don't make a spinner assembly. So I bought this big 16-inch spinner from a different aircraft, but I need all the components to put it together to fit an airboat. So now what we need to make is a carbon fiber part on here. So this will be our mold.
Basically covered.
Yep, we're gonna cover it. We'll cut the carbon, roll it down into the hole, and then we'll cut a piece of this off, wax it up, slide it in that hole, push it tight on the inside. We'll bake it and cure it while we go to lunch.
I got the wax.
The wax,
Although it
yeah.
doesn't look like wax, but I got wax.
Good. So now what we're gonna do is we need to fit a piece of carbon fiber that is the exact tube that's going into here, inside here, so that it forces the carbon tight against the edge, and that when we're done, the tube will slide through it. On top of that, we're gonna, at some point near the end, we're gonna vacuum bag this, and we don't want the plastic vacuum bag to suck into this hole. I just want it to stay
So
tight.
you need a piece in there.
So I'm gonna put a piece in there. We're gonna cut a couple holes and plug that off. Here's our tube. Ron, have you got a hole saw? All right. A professional.
You know what? Really much better on the second link right here.
Yep. Just to get a length.
Oh, I see we do have some room there, don't we?
Done. Okay, I'm gonna go cut that. And magic Ron.
Magically, clear tape show.
Magically, boom, there's the tape. So,
Just came out of nowhere.
yeah, and Ron, thank you for making it the exact width we needed.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a perfect fit.
All right, you ready to do some carbon fiber? All right, so all we're gonna do now is take that and just pour it. Try and get to this end. We got some roller cutters here.
Ooh, okay.
Have you used these? Perfect.
Here we go.
Awesome. All right, so go ahead and grab this one. I'm gonna have you stick it on there.
Ooh. God, it's gorgeous!
It's like you're making a cake over here, Caitlyn.
I love it. Now, the second one?
This
How
is
many
one
of
you
these
cut.
are we
It's
gonna
ready
do?
to go. We're doing 4.
Just want you to know we get done with this thing. I'm not putting my name on it.
What? Take some of this and make an airway.
God, it's like tucking the baby into bed at night.
This is to give the air a route to get to the pump. If you don't, so the air can kind of move through the foam,
Right.
and the pad, and work over to here, and then work over to where I'm going to put the pump. So now we drape this on. Pull it all the way your way. All right. So I can just take this corner. That's good, right there. So go ahead and let go. There. I'm going to cut this just back of the metal about 1.5 inches or so.
Now, do we leave it sucking?
Yep. It stays like this until it's dry. Now, if you watch, you can just, you see the color barely starting to change?
Oh, yeah.
It's starting to pull resin. It's starting to get wet.
I have my regular old canvas here, wet and ready to go.
And we don't really care what's going on down here, even though that actually pulls
Because it's
tight.
going to be,
We're trimming it at this line.
Yeah, you're trimming it there.
But even if we weren't, if you wanted this part all the way down and continue, that's pulled all the way into that corner. And all that extra resin's gonna come out. We wanna make sure that we're at least got more vacuum than above the green, and we're so far past it. What do you think?
I think the cake is ready.
The attention to detail is executed perfectly.
Well, we can't eat it yet, but later.
Actually, that really looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah. We're back, so let's open up this crazy part you made.
Yeah.
All right, you can get the razor blade, you can just cut hard right on it, and then we'll peel it open.
It's just like Christmas.
It is, just a lot harder. This is like Christmas from the uncle that put your present together with duct tape, because it gets really difficult here in a second.
Oh, God.
See? You always have to have the right tool.
The right tool for the job. That's it. Ta-da!
Ta-da! Actually, it looks quite good, doesn't it? Look at it.
Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome.
So
Now, we're going to be able to get that out.
that part is just going to be like that.
Oh! We don't care. It did its job.
That's it.
That's cool.
Okay.
Now, that's going to fit perfectly right in there.
Yep. And then this tube will pass through what's in there all the way into the end.
Will you
That
have
ring will
another,
go there.
Will you have another piece at the end?
Uh-huh. Yep. And then that will slide
Right into there.
right into there. That's on the prop. Success!
That's the most exciting spinner I've ever had.
Awesome. Well, Caitlyn, an absolute pleasure having you with me today.
No, thank you for inviting in. I love having a chance to get an update on Scrappy, all the other things you have here. It's great. It was a lot of fun and building a part for it. Yes, I do have a little piece of Scrappy. I like that.
You do.
I know.
Awesome.
Not a big piece, but anyway, it's a good piece. Thank you.
Thank you for coming over.
Back to LA.
And me, back to work.
And then back to work.
Back to work. That's right. All right, guys. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun building this part for the spinner with Caitlyn. Caitlyn, you're an amazing person. I have always known has a huge passion for aviation, and it rang through the entire time she was here. It was just awesome, just the passion for aviation that we all share and love. And then there was something that just drowned it out completely. And that was every time she started talking about her kids and their individual successes outside of the show and outside of the press and the media, but she would tell me things about each one of them and the amazing things they've done and accomplishments. And she's so proud of her kids. Man, it was just awesome. Family is everything to me. My kids are the most important thing to me. My family is the most important thing to me. And I hope it is to all of you. And if it's not, well, go fix it because no matter what is going on in your family, they're the most important thing. And so, Caitlyn, thank you for spending time and just talking about your kids while we were building parts, because it was unbelievable to hear and feel how much you love them. So great. I'd love to have you back anytime. All of you who are into aviation, who follow this silly channel, the build of these wild aircraft I like to fly, thank you so much. I love you all. Please follow along. We got more craziness coming. You guys know the drill. I'm going to get back to work.
And you're right, Mike. It is all about family. I am so fortunate to have this very large family. I love them all, and getting a chance to spend some time with your family was just absolutely great. You got some great kids there. But anyway, it was a great day up there. I learned so much about Scrappy, had a chance to make the part. It was really wonderful. I also want to thank Yoav for going up with me. You know, Mike's always talking about safety, safety, safety. And for all you pilots out there, you know, you're going somewhere, you're doing something. You know what? It's so easy to find somebody to get in the right seat with you, just in case. You never know. It's just safer that way. And Yoav's been great. He's a CFII, flies for SkyWest. He's a great pilot and great friend. So thanks, Yoav, for going up. I also want to say, if you are interested at all in aviation, if you're just interested in engineering and the technical aspect of all of this, subscribe to Mike's channel. He does he's won all these awards for probably the best aviation YouTuber out there. And it's really, really interesting to watch and follow the build of Scrappy. Next is going to be the wings. So please subscribe to his channel also. I just want to show you what a great guy Mike Patey is. I was up there about a month ago, a little over a month ago. And in the meantime, I had my birthday. I don't know how he found out that my birthday was coming up, but anyway, he found out my birthday was coming up. And he put together this, kind of commemorating my day up in Utah. Now, it is super cool, okay? A little piece of Draco. That's the wingtip to Draco. Unfortunately, Draco was blown off the runway and crashed, but everybody was okay. And there's Draco right there. Family shots down here. That's turbulence down on the bottom. That's the fastest turboprop in the world that he built. A little piece of the prop there, some of the build pieces, and he made a duplicate of the piece that I made for inside the spinner. And that is such a personal touch. I was just touched by it. That is like so cool, and thank you so much, Mike. It really means a lot to me. So, thank you people for watching. It was a lot of fun doing this video, and actually I have some more aviation videos coming up. And so, yeah, subscribe. Let's build this channel up. And it was great. And thanks, Mike and his family, for letting me spend a day with you. It was great.